Handicapper Steve here, handicapping the racing from Nottingham Racecourse here on Wednesday. It is the 5th of June 2024. Going to look to feature fourth race, the 357 from Nottingham. But before I get on to that, remember to please follow me on Twitter at HorseRacingKid5 for more selections for race courses around the world. And also join me throughout the week for my Belmont Stakes Festival previews from Saratoga. The Belmont's on Saturday, so I hope you check out that preview. But my Thursday preview will be up very soon, so I hope you check that out also. Thursday's card's incredible, but all the cards this weekend are incredible at Saratoga, so just join me for those previews. But let's look at the fourth race, 357 from Nottingham, which is a good one. It is the Experience Hospitality at Nottingham Racecourse Handicap. It's Class 4 Handicap going for a purse of $13,500. Race for 4-year-olds and upwards. Horses rated 61 to 80. Field of 8 horses going the distance of ground of 2,800 meters or staying the trip of ground of 1 3/4 miles on the Nottingham Turf Course. I'm going to take the 2-horse Graham as a top selection. 283 for me in the TriCast trifecta. 283 TriCast trifecta. Top selection 2-horse Graham. This 4-year-old gelding by time test here. Richard Hannon trained. James Doyle gets the mount. The horse's most recent appearance came in a Class 3 handicap at Ascot. 1.5 miles on good ground the 11th of May. And he finished third by 1.5 lengths that day. And he stalked all the way around the race course. He moved a little bit late. I thought he needed something more that day, but he got around the race course well. I think he's been crying out for this trip. He's going to get it for the first time, and I think he's, he off of his most recent runs off of 1.5 miles, he's been crying out for this 1 3/4 trip, and I think he's sitting on a good one. I'm going to use him here. They ran him off on a little bit too soft ground. Also, they ran him over a little bit too short of trip at Newbury. 2 back. 1.25 miles off the bench in a Class 4 handicap. Finished 16th by 16 lengths. He had a very wide trip. He was very, very wide, and you can't understate that enough. And he just was under the drive, not excelling. Horrible trip. Just wasn't a recipe for success that day. And then the 29th of August of last year was his previous race at Newbury. 1.5 miles and a Class 5 handicap, winning by 3/4 length. Again, he had a bit of a wide trip that day, but he stalked. He got the lead, and then he took off clear under cruise control, even with a high weight. That was a very good race. And then prior to that, Salisbury, a month prior, 1.5 miles in a Class 5 handicap, finished fourth by 3.5 lengths that day. He stalked that day. The winner just had the jump on him, but he got around the race course well. He likes running at Salisbury. He actually went twice there last season. Like I said, coming to this longer trip, I think he's suiting well for this race. I think the 8-horse here, who is an Amato for Daniel Thudhope and David O'Meara, could win also. His most recent race at Chester over the 2 miles in a Class 5 handicap was a success, won it by 3/4 length, where he closed up from nowhere, slowly moving his way into the race. I thought he got the job done quite nicely. Since putting the headgear on, he's really become a better horse and really, improved with the running and concentrated. He won 2 back at Catterick over the 2 miles in a Class 5 handicap, where he won by neck that day. And again, he was a little bit closer than he was the race afterwards, but he stalked, he got the lead, quickened up nicely. That was a very good run. Coming here to Nottingham for the first time, cutting back in trip from his previous races. Like I said, since getting the headgear, he's become a better horse. I'm going to use him on the ticket. But to recount my selection for the fourth, the 357 from Nottingham, I'm going to take the 2-horse Graham. Give kudos to the 8-horse Adamito. 283 TriCast trifecta. 28 in the place pod or the quad pod, wherever we decide to play. So with that being said, good luck to all, and please follow me on Twitter at HorseRacingKid5. Good luck everybody.